We're getting closer and closer to Liverpool returning as the Reds take on Manchester City in the Carabao Cup on December 22nd. Whilst most Liverpool fans will be counting down the days until the club's return, the January transfer window is just around the corner, and as I've said multiple times in recent videos, the club is set to make a fair few additions. In today's video, we have some big news as Sky Sports has announced that the club are in the race to sign Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo this winter. We also take a look at the Dubai training camp, whilst also provide you with a Konate update. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. The January transfer window is less than 2 weeks away, and during this time of year, there is a lot of talk on who the club could sign. Whilst most of these stories and reports you see won't come to fruition, if you look in the right places and listen to the correct sources, you can see potential deals happen. Today it has been reported by Sky Sports that both Chelsea and Liverpool are interested in signing Brighton midfielder Moises Caicedo. The media giants went on to say that formal talks have yet to take place, but the 21-year-old is on the radar of the Premier League duo after his impressive performances with Ecuador at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. It is no secret that Liverpool are set to sign some midfield additions, and Caciedo is a player that I could definitely see happening if the price is right this winter. In terms of what Caciedo is like as a player, I want to go through it, and then you can get an idea of the type of player that Liverpool would be signing. Playing on the left side of a double pivot, alongside a deep-lying playmaker in the form of Alexis Mac Allister, we classify Caciedo as a shuttler. This is a player with incredible box-to-box mobility to get up and down the pitch, who errs on the defensive side of the game over the attacking brilliance he excludes going the other way. To bring context to this role, other famous shuttlers include N'Golo Kante, Idrissa Gueye, Konate, and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. What all these players have in common is a tireless energy to cover ground and a frequent desire to drive forward with the ball and contribute to attacks, even if their role will always be more of a defensive one. Caciedo is no different. He's magnificent in covering ground across the pitch, particularly up and down the left half spaces, and in shifting wide to break up the play and transition and protect the high position of a wing-back. He's an extraordinary tackler and a fierce competitor, possessing a monstrous mentality in both attacking and defensive phases. This serves as the perfect partner for the on-the-ball quality of Alexis Mac Allister, who possesses less mobility to get across the pitch, but spikes higher on his on-the-ball magnificence. But even despite his defensive dominance, Caciedo remains a smooth and smart operator on the ball, constantly scanning the field and urging his teammates on with his decision-making. His own decisions-making reaches that top tier with an 87% passing success and 75% tackling success this season. Given his expert positioning and timing of his challenges, Caciedo could easily play the role of a number 6 in a midfield 3, or as a more adventurous and attacking number 8 as he ventures box to box. The versatility will be integral to his future as he evolves into new roles for new teams. At 21 years of age, Moises Caicedo is already within the echelon of European elite midfielders, possessing a magnificent engine to get up and down the pitch at will. Caciedo never stops roaming and running. He wonderfully covers the half spaces for out-of-position teammates, whilst providing that necessary screen in front of the back line. Exceptional in both of his ability to break lines and break up play, Caciedo is turning into an all-round midfielder, capable of holding his own in the best of the business. Brighton, though, are under no pressure to sell, and definitely have the ball in their court when it comes to a potential sale of the midfielder, as his current deal expires in 2025. After fears he could miss the World Cup final due to a virus sweeping the France squad, Konate has now been given a boost to his chances. As France prepare to take on Argentina for the title of world champions on Sunday, a virus has plagued Didier Deschamps' preparations. Dale Upamecano and Adrien Rabiot were both forced out of the side for their 2-0 win over Morocco in the semi-final, along with Kingsley Coman. Then on Friday, it was reported that Konate, who took advantage of Upamecano's absence with a top-level display against Morocco, had joined Rafael Varane in showing symptoms. Konate, Varane and Coman were all kept away from the squad to avoid any further spread, which led to concerns over their involvement in the final. However, according to French newspaper L'Equipe, both Konate and Varane were given the green light to return to the group on Saturday. Whether they will be past fit to start remains to be seen, but there is now at least a chance that Deschamps can call upon the pair against Argentina. It remains to be seen if Konate would be preferred to Upamecano if both were fit, though it's clear that the Liverpool number 5 has outperformed his former RB Leipzig teammate at the tournament so far. No player has averaged more successful tackles and interceptions per 90 than Konate, who is only behind Aurélien Tchouameni as France's most accurate passer. Either way, involvement in Qatar will almost certainly rule the 23-year-old out of at least 2 games for Liverpool, who play Manchester City on December 22nd and Aston Villa on December 26th next week. Konate will be given a week off after the final before rejoining training on Merseyside, which would see him return on the day of the Villa game. There is a chance he could be reintegrated during the clash with Leicester on December 30th, with an increased role at Brentford on January 2nd. Liverpool's warm weather training camp in Dubai gave the opportunity for a group of youngsters to catch the eye, and 4 impressed against AC Milan. Jurgen Klopp brought a 33-man squad to the United Arab Emirates for training sessions and friendlies against Lyon and Milan in the Dubai Super Cup. Primarily, it served as a warm-up to the second half of the season, which begins at Manchester City in the Carabao Cup on Thursday night, but it also gave a number of academy players a chance. 9 featured over 2 friendlies, with Jurgen Klopp hailing the performances of Bobby Clark, Stefan Bajcetic, Frendorf and Ben Doak after a 4-1 win over Milan. He said, of course, when you bring the kids in the second half and you see the pass from Bobby Clark, and the whole performance from Stefan, and the performance from Mel as the right fullback, and then Ben Doak comes on, 16 years old, and this kind of natural force is really cool to see. In these 10-11 days, the kids especially, everyone made a real step forward. That's why these things are so important, that's why we can involve them. And in general, tonight was the result of the last 10 days, and we saw in training tonight we could bring it on the pitch, which is obviously nice. Speaking of Bobby Clark, reports have emerged that Preston North End will look to sign him on loan when the January transfer window opens. Preston, who sit 6th in the Championship, are managed by ex-Liverpool youngster Ryan Lowe, and are named one of the sides keeping an eye on the player. However, it is maintained that Clark is likely to stay at Anfield rather than head out to the Football League to gain further experience. It would be no surprise, though, if Liverpool were to receive offers for their number 42 next month, given he has been fast-tracked into Klopp's first-team setup. Lastly, it has been confirmed that Liverpool have lost another member of their academy staff as Gary O'Neill puts together his backroom after taking over at Bournemouth. The former midfielder had overseen a promising run of results as interim following the dismissal of Scott Parker, with 4 wins, 4 draws and 4 defeats in 12 games. At 39 years old, he is the youngest manager in the English top flight, and there are high hopes at Bournemouth, who have just been taken over by American Conservatorium. Given the opportunity to build his staff at Dean Court, O'Neill has used his contacts at Liverpool to bring in Tim Jenkins as his assistant manager. Jenkins, who spent over 10 years with the Reds, broke into football through his work with Prozone, the pioneering analytics company that hired him alongside Michael Edwards, Julian Ward and Dave Fallows. He held his position as head of development analyst through a decade on Merseyside, was also working as an individual coach with the under-21s, and then as an assistant at under-18s level. Liverpool fans, what do you make of the news that the club want to sign Moises Caicedo? And is he a player you would like to see in a red shirt in January? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.